few seconds a while ago, you just saw a glimpse of what we'll be showing you in the studio. It wasn't by mistake. We're trying to show you what you'll be expecting us in the studio as we're just trying to usher you into the new show. 47 days into the year of 2023. Can you imagine sporting activities have been hitting the ground running? And once again on this Thursday, as your host, Fabrice Msonera, I'll be in the company of Linda Dlamini as we take you through the entire activities that were taking place over the weekend, this midweek, and ushering you into the upcoming weekend. Mostly we'll be talking to Victor Masilela, who also will be talking about the Previc investment. It's one of the well-known golf tournament in the Kingdom of Eswatini. Some of the well-known faces in the golf industry have so much appreciated the presence of this tournament with the package that also comes with the tournament. So we'll be in touch with Mr. Masilela, and later on we'll talk about the huge sponsorship that was took place earlier on between KFC Eswatini and the Skaratindwa Soccer Foundation. Over 800,000 Malangeni for this year's tournament, and knowing that it was supposed to have taken place in 2019, but due to COVID-19, we know what happened. Otherwise, we'll touch on that and other speakers who will talk through that sponsorship launch. Everywhere you can join us, YouTube, different platforms on your home, on your school journey, at home, and on the Eswatini TV app. In the company of Linda Dlamini, I'm already joined on the line by Mr. Victor Masilela. Victor Masilela highlighted in charge of this Previc investment, which is a golf tournament. He's going to tell us more about the tournament. It's a well-known tournament, and I think it's been going on at some point, even previous year we saw the tournament. So we're going to get a bit of information, background information. Steve Masilela this evening. Siyakuvusela nathi Baba Masilela. Kusho nje ukuthi I'm in the company of my colleague Linda Dlamini here in the studio. Ngokucala nje Baba Masilela, kungaba kucela nje ukuthi usiphe isithombe ukuthi nasikhuluma ngePrevic investment golf tournament. What type of tournament are we talking about, and how long has it been, existing in the Kingdom of Eswatini?
Masikhuluma ngePrevic investment, sikhuluma ngecompany le yakha go inze maintain iphinde ibe nesitolo, but ke sibukela ukuthi to plow back to the community in a form of sponsoring Galuva, because sibukela ukuthi Galuva ikhona unify abantu ngalo lonke uhlobo, both females and males, both young and old. Bese sibona ukuthi sikhethe imananga because yona ngiyona club lengiyona ngidlala kuyo Galuva. So basically, sizama ukuthi sikhulise lize ngale kudlala iGaluva kangwane kakhulukazi ngala kuma amateur level.
Now, we appreciate your presence in the golf industry, and thank you very much for doing that initiative, which at some point maybe it's a way of networking with other stakeholders. But we will also ask maybe why golf? You could have chosen another sport, but maybe because you play golf, that's why you chose golf. Now, since the tournament has started, this golf tournament, let's talk about now what you've noted, some of the positive notes, and what has been the highlight of this golf tournament we're expressing about today.
All right. We started sponsoring golf last year, which was our first year, Mananga. And lesabu bona lapho lokwaphusha kakhulu kwakungukuthi sahlanganisa professional golfers nema amateur. So we paid lama amateur nalama pros, and they were able to teach lama amateur how to play golf. And once ngaleso sabona lenzi ngale Galuva liyakhula kakhulu, such that sabona sekungena nalabanye balebe singajabanga ukuthi bangakhona ukuthi mhlawumbe badlala iGaluva. Lokunye ke lokufika kwasita ngokuthi as a company, besides ukusponsor iGaluva, kube business mileage. Sabona iPrevic ikhula, abantu bakhala kuyinotice ngoba basically iGaluva ngaphandle kokuthi niyadlala mhlawumbe nijumisa umtimba, mhlawumbe nabe khona khona emzimbeni thina lesiphelile kunalokuthi nje niyakhona kunetworker. Lokunye lengifike ngakufuza ngisabuka ngoba mina I've been sick for a long time, but kuba kugula kwami kwangenda ukuthi bese ngingena ku-sponsorship iGaluva. Ngifike ngabona lokuthi abantu labaningi laba stress in life, usport lesifile distress sende nalokuthi besides kudlala mhlawumbe igalufa kunanaba nabasirathi kwama kuthiwa ngokhetha nabo bathola lithuba lekuthi bahambe bayothola umsebenzi while sisadlala bakhona kubuyisa lokuthitha etafuleni to feed their families.
Now, Baba Masira, now it has now caught my understanding that this coming weekend the tournament returns, and you just mentioned about the professional golfers being involved. If at some point I'm a professional golfer and I'm sitting at home and I'm wondering, yes, I want to take part of the tournament, what are some of the prizes that are at stake that are supposed to be won if one is the outstanding winner on the day? What are the prizes that you provide?
Well, there is the prestigious one is the hole-in-one, which everyone is trying to win. But it's been elusive from last year because the hole-in-one where you get cash if you just hit the ball in the first shot. Then bese kuba namanye ke prizes lamanengi kakhulu lapita nabo bese kuphinde kuba nema consolation prizes for those who didn't win. So nje kuba na sort of a lucky draw where we draw the card but not on the winner's side. Nakhona kwenda lokuthi labadlali bayithande kakhulu le preview because everyone is a winner ka preview. So we are expecting plus minus 60 players, but already the field is full, and it says now a must stand by should anyone pulls out along the way. So basically,
yes.
Basically, my price is money and kakhulu, and ahlala mahle vele. So my golfers are they enjoy most of the time when they play for free.
All right. Thank you very much. One or two questions before maybe I hand over to my colleague, Linda Tamine. Mr. Masila, maybe just to give us your preparations for this weekend. What can we expect? What are the preparations? What's happening now in terms of preparing for this coming weekend as far as the Privek investment tournament is concerned?
Okay, sinendenyalo eSprivik ngoba siyasebenzisana neMananga club. We are making sure that accommodation is available for the players that come from even outside the country, so that batokona will enjoy it. Because at the same time, the banalo pambisana the club business wise. Because the Kaluva, like I said earlier on, it is a city na one business. So my preparations to ascertain making sure that the course labanye battle ground lilungele ukuthi lingakhona konke legaluva and lokuhle iweather itabe isimele kahle which nje ngathi konke the stage is set for the golfers to enjoy themselves malungiselelo sasetopheleni lethethu kakhulu.
All right, Mr. Masela, just giving my colleague a chance also to ask one or two questions. Goes now.
Mr. Masilela, Linda Dlamini la. Mhlambe nje vunganze kungaba kuva ukuthi eminyakeni lutayo because ngiyeva ukuthi seni sponsorishe for the past 2 years. Ukuthi nami nangimdlalo ligaluva kubita in ukuthi ngijoyine ngidoba i-part of le tournament. Ngabe khona ini lokuncane lengukhokhako noma kudinga ukuthi ngiphinde ngiregister early njoba ngiyeva ukuthi sekugcwele nyalo senigathe nje ukuthi in case umdlali nangedi kuto dlala labo laba ku stand by.
Kude lokuncane lokubhadalako prior, but what you do, you pay green fees. La bhadala wonke umdlali wegalufa losodlala le tournament, but you must have a handicap. I-handicap yakho ngiyo letakwenza ukuthi ukhona ukudlala ngayo. I-handicap nginoloku usho ukuthi wena udlala nge-handicap 24 ngiyabekisa noma nge-handicap 1 or 2. But if you don't have a handicap, utawudlala of 0. Lokuthabesa kukubeka ezingeni lokuthi kungabi lula ukuthi uwine. Kodwa nje to answer your question, kude lokubhadalako lokungazi ukuthi mhlambe ukubhadala before the tournament ufika ubhadale lena ema-green fees short imali yekulungisa to maintain the ground to the men sekudlala.
Masela, just maybe before we conclude the interview, I'm just getting a few questions coming from the viewers at home. Actually, they're wondering maybe if you can just give us a short breakdown of some of the prizes that are supposed to be won on the day. If it can be in terms of monetary figures, you can tell us, or if there are probably goods that you give to the winners, you can tell us. Just a short breakdown, maybe for top 5 or top 10, something related to that.
No. Yes. All right. We give lana ngema amateur fine sinema pro lakhona but awina lokhu imali iba ngile all in one kuphela but nje si winner from the main prizes as well from number 1 up to number 6 but nje lengakhumbula kahle lamanye ngawakhumbula the board maybe like 4,000 bese ayehla bese lephinde kuba nalawa lamanye ma consolation prizes laba ngala kwe now I think about 5-6 in total the prizes are about 12 to 14 so very win the bela man.
Lastly, I want to believe, if not the founder, actually, you're part of the people behind the brains of this investment. When you look at the project itself, when you talk about maybe 2 to 3 years, 5 years, what is the bigger picture? What are you trying to achieve, Mr. Maselela, with this tournament in relation to the company, Previc Investment? What's the bigger picture? What are you trying to achieve?
Well, I'm trying to achieve. Basically, Previc has been working with RSSC for so many years. So Previc is where it is now because RES. So we are plowing back to the community of Lubombo. So basically, the club, Tanga Club, belongs to the company and the surrounding places. We've got people living around the place, even the 7 areas. So Previc has grown to be what it is because of rest. So basically, we are plowing back to rest in a form of sponsoring the Kalupa to the club, the Leniona home club. Yeah. But yeah, as Previc, we are not only working for rest, we are doing work for other companies around the country. I think we could say, even other clubs, now we are going to sponsor them because by us support our cool SPV and Eswatini. So once we grow big, SPV, now we have the Mayama club, then but we have them in mind, 1 or 2.
Beautiful stuff. Thank you very much, Mr. Maselela. And I think I can assure you that over the weekend, maybe we just pass by just to take a look at how the audience is actually reacting to the tournament. And we thank you very much for the good job you're doing, and keep it up with the good job. As the Eswatini team, our job, we try and see how far this tournament is trying to look like it's developing golf in the country. And good job, and keep it up the good job, Mr. Maselela.
Silo ingonyama yemaswati sitawuvula ngalokusemthethweni isigaba sesihlanu sephalamende yeli-11 mhla ti-17 enyangeni leSetulu. Kudawuthi uma seyigaba ence insimbi yeli-10 ekuseni umsakazo yeSwatini TV wethule inkulumo yesilo semhlaba uma siphefumulela sive kanye nemhlaba sinikana hulumende umvila latawuhamba ngawo kulesigaba lesilandzelako sekusebenza kwephalamende. Sondzela kumabona kudze wakho uthamele inkulumo yengonyama emhlaba emsakatweni wakho yeSwatini TV.
Uyeswana lalela sikutshele tindzaba letibuye enkosini. Uyeswana uthokandaba luthango lonke lakahoho aluphelele esigodlweni ebuhleni luphelele nebugani balo enyangeni leSetulu kuNdlovane umhla tinga-24 kuyothi mhla tinga-25 engomeni yakhe umhla tinga-26 ayachithwa amabutho abophezu kwemkhono. Usho njalo umsati omnyama kubakala uthuli ulot mandaba sembelembeleni ulot mandaba semampontweni ayethe wena phakathi phezu komkhono ngekuthunywa ngawe emakhosi elithangweni ngemgcibelo kubhekeke ukuthi ilithango livunule lihiya leli orange bese ngelisondo livunula lihiya lelibovu luthanga kufanele ukuthi lubonakale ukuthi luhle kahle luvunule lokufana nako litoba luhle lihlobise lomsebenzi wemakhosi bayethe wena waphakathi.
Now, beautiful stuff. As of course, we have to keep in touch also with the advertisers. These are some of our partners, of course, they get a chance. Now, before that break, Master, we are moving, Babe Masilela, where it's in Zimbabwe, you could see they're trying to network with other partners. But maybe one would say, Sesiboniri Kaluva, it's on the rise in the country. And maybe that's why he took that route.
Fabrice, ngiyakhumbula Elias Mananga last year lebeyibanjiwe last year lebeyibanjiwe khona eMananga ngicabanga ukuthi even the golf course yakhona eMananga kunalamanti lekukunika le challenge a bit of a challenge ukuthi udzinga ukuthi ube perfect na udlala so ibuyile ke le yona le tournament le Galuva ngicabanga ukuthi njoba usho ukuthi Galuva is on the rise in the kingdom sihlale sibona ke incumbi yawo labakhona Mbabane Zulwini Manzini before kulungiswe le yakhoze yakhona but eMananga since iqalile yona iPrivic investment ku sponsorship le golf tournament ngicabanga ukuthi every year sekuna something and ke nawubuka lama prizes vele ema prizes abo cishe ema prizes le ekudula because number 1 uyethole cishe ema prizes noma kwekudlala lokungakulinganiselwa kubo around 5000 tinvoleti kanjalo and naso ibuka yonke ngicabanga ukuthi over 70,000 close to 100,000 I personally think if you really want to motivate my players ukuthi adlale umdlalo improve because ema amateur now akhona kule tournament le now abatawudlala abafuna ukuthi ngalenye ilanga bagcine bafike bama pros.
You know, I got a chance of course yesterday to speak to some of the officials at MTN. They're actually mentioning how well organized golf is. Now they are working with 4 clubs in the country. Talk about Mbabane Golf Club, talk about Manzini Golf Club, Mananga Golf Club, Nangonyeni Golf Club, and they are short of probably a golf club in Hlangano. And now just for how so organized these clubs are, including the Mananga Golf Club. Is it why they are attracting so many sponsorships, including the likes of Privic Investment?
Fabrice, nawubuka tinvota golf cishe tihlelekile. They have the best golf course. Ikhona nje ezulwini one of the best in fact iqale ne tournament itolo liqalile khona ezulwini ukukhuluma ngase Ngonyeni nakhona one of the best lengangayibona ku Sadak region Mananga njengoba ngishilo ngathi a bit of challenge ngune challenge lencane ukuthi ube perfect Mbabane every month in fact eMbabane every week bahlale badlala banemamandla makabo every month badlala so ngicabanga ukuthi all the clubs la khona lo so wabalile there's something labayenda kahle and nale ku part of your development because as much as sibuka ukuthi badlali beGaluva bayadlala ku long term but sorry at the moment but ku long term ke iGaluva kuyakwenda lokho bakhona abadlali abancane labakhona ukuqhubeka but labatawuthatha over kulaba labakhona.
All right, beautiful stuff. We keep a close eye to that Privic Investment, especially that they have a tournament over the weekend to see how so far they have grown since the inception last year. Talking about inception, we're talking about the Skaratindwa Soccer Foundation. I think when we talk about Skaratindwa Soccer Foundation, another thing that actually I've learned is that let's not forget the word KFC, Skaratindwa Soccer Foundation, because these two now they are one body trying to develop, especially football at young age. Talk about young boys and young girls at this time around, also involved at the age of under 17. Now, talking about Skaratindwa Foundation since its inception back in 2009. It's been surviving since 2009, 14 years of existence. This is the foundation under the name of the great Skaratindwa. I think each country, Bana is the great player in their history. analysts, I think Tsine Master, as one of our top analysts, now share this guy you can see on the right side of the screen, he's our best. And then he has gone to open something where he's extending to young players.
Fabrice labaneng abamati Absalom Skaratindwa, former Kaizer Chiefs player in South Africa. In fact, is the best to ever come out of this kingdom. Yena Skaratindwa kuyodlala eNingizimu Africa. Labambukela bayati early 90s asagijima khona ku Kaizer Chiefs. Lengicabanga ukuthi ema-legends because bona bayihambile le ndlela bayati i-proper development ukuthi isho kuthini. Ithi nayisukuma nakayisukumisa yena Mr Absalom Skaratindwa.
This guy.
Yes, nangula tithombe ntethu. Njoba ngisho a legend. We understand ukuthi for a player to ukuze developeke kahle noma akhona ukuthi ahamba afike esigabeni lesetulu kakhulu uyadzinga ukuthi development don't get steps at hambe. I believe him growing up eBlembe lapho adlala khona baba wakhe asebenzela khona ngicabanga ukuthi if then bekune development lekahle ngasikhuluma ukuthi Skaratindwa played for Manchester United, Arsenal, Liverpool, England. The way this guy was talented, so ngicabanga ukuthi kusukumisa iSkaratindwa Foundation legcile kakhulu ebantwaneni. A couple of years ago in the product house sesiyawabona ngicabanga ukuthi kukhona engcondweni yakhe lesithombe lanaso.
Such a very humble man, if actually you get a chance to talk to him in person. Now today they were actually once again launching a 1 year there was a sponsorship of a 1 year period where the two parties, as you can see, signatures were being headline on the left of the screen. That's Niger England KFC CEO in charge of all the situations at KFC. Look at the amount they put in, close to $1 million. That's 825,000 Emarangin. That's over 800,000. I mean, for a tournament of under 15s and tournament of under 17s girls. I mean, this is huge. This is a very big investment, especially for KFC, in as much as also the foundation is concerned.
Yes, Fabrice, namuhla iSkaratindwa Foundation ithola kusekeleka ngemali etitolo ta KFC. Titolo ta KFC ke tifake imali nge-825,000 kuyo iSkaratindwa Foundation letawudlalelwa bantwana besikolo in partnership with school sports under the Ministry of Education. So le mali etawudlalelwa badlali njengoba soshilo laba under 15 nema under 17s. So ngicabanga ukuthi Fabrice tinvo letile singakutibona young age ngihlale ngikhuluma every year ukuthi if singakhona kufaka kahle ku grassroots sikhona kusekela sikhona kusponsorisha bese not just a one day tournament. Ngiyaye ngisike mina Fabrice if singathola that sponsor who can sponsor at least with 2 million for a tournament, a league letawudlala idlala ma under 15, but luckily ke representative yaka KFC naye umfundisi Matse lo chairman wayo iSkaratindwa Foundation. Yes, ngicabanga ukuthi i partnership lena lenhle nebantwana nje ekhaya bathi nababukela lona under 15 under 17 abona ukuthi nilithuba lokuthi ngadlala kule tournament lena ngihambe futhi because yena Skaratindwa lo yi-founder ya iSkaratindwa Foundation eSouth Africa bamhlonipha kakhulu is an analyst National First Division yakhona eSouth Africa. So ngicabanga ukuthi ezikudlalwa lama games utababuka naye nema scouts atabe etile atobona ima players lamancane la ngakhona ukuthi ahambe ayodlala kuso.
We're talking about today's activities, Master, but I just want to leave something to you and the viewer. We'll listen to some of the speakers of the day, but we've got now two major sponsorship. We recently witnessed the Pick and Pay, where they put a 3-year, sponsorship for the under 15s, and it was over 2 million. We're talking about 3 years. Now KFC comes and put in 800. So then, we're not saying anything there's nothing wrong with what other stakeholders are doing in as far as a National Division, Premier League, or other women football games, anything has related. But we're showing that, do you see how much people are willing to help? Now, Ngabe, you approach them the right way. There are those who actually have that heart to say, want to extend to the community. I know you have also a concern. When you look at this money, Master, what's reflecting into your mind? We know what's the biggest problem at the moment. We will hear some of the interview, but the biggest problem locally in football is the finances. What comes into your mind when you see these figures? Because then you want to know, let's not get into the breakdown, but you want to know, what we've had under 17s, by any lodge under 17s, we've had what's problem? And these guys have done it. These guys have done it for years, and they're not pulling out.
I know la ufuna kungisa khona. Asasithatha seyibuyisele emva kancane. Ngadlala Champions League. Years ago.
Wadlala?
Yes, ngadlala Champions League. And beyidlala no imali besingasikho concerned ngakho kakhulu because I was young. Inzaba imali. Once wafundisa umntwana Fabrice imali ebholeni, then we have a problem. But once wafundisa umntwana ibhola, wamfundisa ukuthi ngebhola ungatiphilisa, then right. Ngithi nke Fabrice asasibukeni Champions League, build it. Pick and Pay. Meaning i-Champions because bekusa league. Produce abadlali abanjengabo Yuki. Many players labavelile khona ku Champions. If singakhona ukuthi I believe ukuthi start less sakhe Eswatini because yearly uyakhona ukuthi ayibambe.
Consistently they have never stopped this sponsorship. Yes.
So mine ngiyacela bobonke bamvu laba involved noma laba nenhlitiyo ukuthi asesiyendeni le league yalabadlali abancane angase nje umdlalo udlala i-tournament udlala 4 games 5 games then aphinze nangabe ude i-team noma nangabe kude academy whole year angadlali then asi ku right direction. Yes, for a start this is good. I'm happy ngendlela yena Eswatini labuye wa investor noma wabuya wa contributor ngayo ebholeni yakithi because if a legend udlalile ku national team wadlala at the highest level buya phela ufake tsite iKFC nje nayo lokuthi ifakele 825,000 ngicabanga ukuthi inkumbi ma companies. I'm happy. Sine sinika i-credit la kufanele khona Fabrice KFC sithi big ups and then awubuka ke in a space of 3 or 4 years ubuka labamvu labathi matenise nayo ibhola ngicabanga ukuthi uyabona look at Instacash over 2 million lasebamspendile ebholeni yakithi KFC uyafika Pick and Pay uyafika build it if labanengi bangayiphampa le bhola i-women football iyadzinga kusekeleka ngetimali ema under 17 ukhuluma ngabo sibayini sibekunesbayini league yabo badlali abancane siyadzinga kubabona lapha lama under 15 ma under 17 big up but we need a league.
Now, it has been also highlighted later on, because where we're going, which I'm saying, some of the well-known faces in this launch were Football Association. Askumi Football Association, Skumi Development, Siambona Laitit Fombeni, Mr. Frederick Mgometu. Then we talk about also Eswatini Olympic movement. We've known that the problem that we're failing now to make podium finish at Olympic is because maybe also development. Minister of Education, it's possibly banga focus only on football. There'd be a talent search some sort to say at school we all don't excel in football. Excel in swimming. But at the end of the day, there should be something to be put on. I want us to listen to them, Master, some of the speakers on the day. And I know you make conclusion. There's something you're going to say. There's Minister of Education that was represented by the Principal Secretary, Mr. Begikama. There's also Eswatini himself. There's the chairperson. There's Nigel England. England, KFC representative. There's also the CEO of Football Association, CEO of Commonwealth Olympic movement in the country, Sport Council, Mr. Dlomo, who was representing the Minister for Sports, just to get their feel on how they see this situation. Just take a close, look and listen to what these guys had to say about the launch, and at heart how much this investment is going to help the young ones.
The sponsorship announcement by KFC, by Alliance Foods, represented by KFC, which is working together through the Foundation, Karachindo Foundation. The good thing is that it's targeting young people, girls and boys under 15, girls under 17, and drum majorates. It's a unique sponsorship which the Minister of Education is ever about. Maybe one should quickly mention the fact that as a ministry, we are now implementing what we call competency-based education, where we're looking at competencies. And sports and health are a big part of that program, of that curriculum. So we believe this will go a long way in supporting that curriculum. So we'd urge sponsorship like KFC to assist more, even the younger ones, younger than 15, the under 10s as well, because we want them to grow up finding out where their talents are. Before we were making a deliberate effort to teach physical education with an inclination towards soccer. But now we're inclining towards all sports, because we don't know whether we're teaching a Serena Williams here, or we are teaching a Bolt, or we are teaching a Skaratindwa. So we want to give all of them an opportunity to choose what they want. For us, as a ministry, once again, we are happy that the foundation is targeting both boys and girls to allow gender parity. And like the secretary has mentioned, it's innovative that more money is going to the girls than boys.
We are trying to make an alternative to the normal professions. We are trying to say a child from a humble beginning anywhere in Swaziland can become a celebrity, can become a person with a life that others will envy. The Maradonas of this world came from humble backgrounds. Pele came from a humble background, but today they are household names. We are trying to see if our Swazi children cannot move forward with that kind of opportunity in life. So when the foundation was formed, it was formed specifically for that purpose. We are trying to make life meaningful for children at school, children at home, children everywhere.
I was playing on the street. We were using a paper, swafake plastic, and that is what we used, whether during break or when we were on holiday. But the dream didn't end there. Each time when I was sleeping at home, I would think about playing soccer. And the reason why I was thinking about playing soccer is because I happened to have a stepbrother who was a good soccer player. And he played before me. And I wanted to emulate him. I want to play like him. And throughout my schooling time, I thought of playing like him. Until such time that we started listening to the radio station when Chiefs and Pirates were playing. That's when it grew in my head. It was only in my head. I would think about it. And eventually I would steal my brother's soccer. I would go and practice. At the time I didn't know that I was doing the right thing. But I can confirm now that I was doing the things which you're supposed to do if you want to be the best. You don't only train when the team is training, you train even on your own. Why am I saying that? I'm not talking to the elders, I'm talking to the young people that are here. I'm saying you've got to have a dream, you've got to want to do what you are doing. A soccer player, start dreaming now. When you dream now and continue to dream, eventually it will happen. In my case, what happened was, I think in 1983, if not 84, just when I was relaxing at home, two people came to Bulembu. My dad, by the way, he was a security guard. At home, we were not a singer, we were poor. They came, they were from Orlando Pirates. And they came because Patson Banda, who was the goalkeeper for Orlando Pirates, he would come to the stadium and watch the national team play. At that time, I was playing for the national team. And Slam had chosen me to be the captain. And Patson saw me playing there. And then they started talking about inviting me for Orlando Pirates. It was in December. I went for trials in Johannesburg. I played during the pre-season. But something happened. There were problems with Pirates because there was a split. Then I came home. When I came home, I started staying with Umfundis, the chairperson. Umfundis will come a long way. He's my brother. He must be a Matsep and a Mitindo, but he's my brother. If we were to share stories, you would realize where we're coming from. He's the one who negotiated with Chiefs. In August, I then joined Chiefs. I joined Chiefs. I was there for 7 years. My being in South Africa, it opened other doors, not only in soccer. Cyril, the president of South Africa, I know him because I played soccer. I don't think Guy Ngozi would talk to Cyril. That chap, because that chap doesn't know Cyril the way I do. It was because of soccer, because Cyril had seen me playing for Chiefs. So when we met, he said, Scar, and we started talking. I'm not saying I know him now, because now it was before he became a president.
We're very proud to be associated with the Eswatini Foundation. 3 years ago, before COVID, we had a similar launch, and unfortunately, there was a worldwide disaster that got in the way of us completing that dream. So we're here again today with a much wider audience and much more representation from local organizations, which we're very, very pleased to see. The sponsorship is for 1 year initially. We have an option to renew that, so we're hoping it's going to be extremely successful. The amount involved is 825,000 Mlangeni. This sponsorship covers various tournaments. There will be an under-15 boys top 8 tournament, an under-17 girls top 4 tournament, support for the drum majorettes, so I'm glad they're represented here today. And at the end of all the finals, we will be sponsoring a trip for the top performers to South Africa. KFC's always tried to give back to the community, and this is part of our investment and commitment to investing back in the communities of Eswatini. Providing opportunities for children to participate in sport, as Skara said, is essential to their physical and mental well-being. We're particularly excited to be able to give opportunities to the girls. I think along with the rest of the world, there is a massive drive to empower girls, whether it's through sport or education, and we're very, very excited to be part of that in terms of this sponsorship. So together we're determined to work very, very hard with the Skara Foundation to make sure this is a massive success, and we will be working very, very hard with them, and we have no doubt.
Exciting, very, very, very exciting, and we're excited, and litiko lonke nje nana nathi sisebenza ne-sports movement excited about this KFC sponsorship for unearthing talent in football. And like I did indicate earlier, that is something that guarantees the future of the sport in our country and its development. Siyabonga nje kakhulu ku KFC. We need as many as possible sponsorships so that labantwana basebancane bakhone kudlala ba-uneartheke lona talenta abone bese soya khona ukuthi aqeqeshwe ngendlela yakhona.
The sponsorship launch. This is a massive sponsorship in the context of sport in Eswatini. And as I mentioned during my brief remarks, is that every athlete in the world dreams of competing and participating at the Olympics. So that dream actually begins here, where you've got young future stars, sports stars, being given such opportunities. So that is why we'd really like to congratulate the Eswatini Soccer Foundation for this milestone. And equally pass our gratitude to the sponsor KFC for making this possible. And we'd really like to wish the whole foundation and all stakeholders the best of luck and success as they implement this program.
To reignite what we had intended to do since 2019. And this time around it's even bigger and better, thanks to Alliance Foods, KFC, for the investment and partnership into the Eswatini Foundation to actually assist the foundation to achieve their objects they set themselves up for. So as a football association, this is both a complementary and supplementary project that not only develops the young kids, which this time around has been extended to even drum majorage, which is another field of the upbringing of a human being. It also helps to nurture and also identify the elite players that we so much need for future, especially when you talk of football. The future is when someone dons the national team jersey to represent the country internationally in all the transnational competitions that we normally follow and we revere, up to even the pinnacle, which is the FIFA World Cup. So we are very much ecstatic at this launch and also looking forward to the actual, practical execution of the project itself. As a football association, we will be there to support through and through the project, and we know that it's being driven by astute people, people that have got the passion for the game, and people that have always have the commitment to help the country to grow into the future in all spheres of life, not just only in football. We are also looking forward to this very noble project that also sets the foundation for the livelihood of a human being and the economic foundation, because sport now goes beyond just the sportstainment, which is the entertainment through football. It also forms a basis for one to achieve a livelihood.
Witnessing the sponsorship launch. This is a massive sponsorship in the context of sport in Eswatini. And as I mentioned during my brief remarks, is that every athlete in the world dreams of competing and participating at the Olympics. So that dream actually begins here, where you've got young future stars, sports stars, being given such opportunities. So that is why we'd really like to congratulate the Eswatini Soccer Foundation for this milestone. And equally, pass our gratitude, to the sponsor, KFC, for making this possible. And we'd really like to wish the whole foundation and all stakeholders the best of luck and success as they implement this program.
Now, speakers of the day, with the Maxwell Jet, of course, rounding up those interview and had to once again reappear to emphasize the importance of this launch and just talk about some of the speeches, Master. Quickly, we can go through CIV Football Association. They are committed to see this going through Sport Council, through the Minister of Sports, doing the same thing. Nigel, England, it's their way of giving back to the community. Peggy Gama, Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Education, we want to see kids shining not only in class but also shines in sports. Uthatha siphi isithombe, Master, when you listen to this interviewee?
Ligoli linye Fabrice ukuthi developeke ibhola ku grassroots level. I think bonke nawubeva bakhuluma yes isikarathintwa ukhulumile uyilenza kancane ihistory yakhe ukuthi ukhule kanjani ukhulele kuphi had step brother labekadlala ibhola so he wanted kuba better than his brother so ngicabanga ukuthi itonke letinvo leto tiyaba motivate abadlali abancane but ke Fabrice mine if bengu authority the Minister of Sports together with the Minister of Education it's ngakuthi kutholakale indlela together because nangikhuluma Minister of Sports ngikhuluma nga Sports Council ngikhuluma nga yoga labo thishela labafundisa letikolweni kumele ukuthi lokungenani 3 wabo noma lolotawenda lama sports abe qualified ku 3 wema sports lata wa coacha o kucashwe 2 lokungenani labatawuholelwa imali letawuchamka kuma sponsors through the Ministry of Sports baqashwe ke labo thishela bayinda njani ba developer instead ukubukela ama sports lacishe sine interest kakhulu as a country nala sibona khona ukuthi it is possible ukuthi singashayina at the highest level ifike ke lendlela leyo if labo thishela labo ba trained bayakhona ukuthi bafundise labantwana because 80% wetikolo ngakutshela 80% wetikolo letikhona bothishela bayendisa nje lama sports ngalokuthi bayawathanda otherwise abathi lutho big ups to yona iKFC ngakusponsorisha nga 825,000 emalangeni through yena founder yayo iSkarathintwa Foundation.
Now, what an achievement by this legend of the Kingdom of Eswatini. What a huge investment to the young kids. What has caught my attention actually when they were doing the price breakdown is that a majority of the sponsorships actually is going to the girls under 17. Then the under 15, the special case has been that all the top 8 teams will get soccer boots. They will be dressed, in terms of making sure that they appear fully covered. So it's all about, one would say, it's 800,000. Why the champion goes home with 60,000? The money also goes in running tournaments, equipment.
Kurana i-tournament Fabrice. Bantu baye bacabanga ukuthi leti mali setidlo kulukhuni kurana i-tournament. Kulukhuni kakhulu transport, branding, tonke leti invo leto akusiyo nje umdlalo kusiwe ucabanga ukuthi lo 800,000 ngathi unganikwa velele winner kulukhuni kurana i-tournament.
Now, there is a product so far, like we said, this initiative by Skarathindwa started back in 2009, but there is already products of this initiative. Some of the products we can talk about is the young players that we have seen so far are playing at the Premier League level. Now, let's just show you one of the products. By surprise, you will actually listen to what he has to say, see something about him. When we come back, we'll talk about this young man by the name of Lungel. Just take a look at this and listen to him. Oof, that's the young man we're talking about, Master.
Yes, Lungelo Simelane.
Number 18.
Number 18. Wende debut yakhe igame yakhe kuqala ku Royal Leopard. He's on loan from South Africa udlalela yona iRoyal Leopard. Beka solo aku Super Sports Academy eSouth Africa. So ubuyile ke ngala ekhaya utodlalela yona iqembu leRoyal Leopard. Uyi product yeSkarathintwa Foundation waba best player kule tournament esikarathintwa so ubuyile la ekhaya udlalela yona iRelopat wadlalela wasina kahamba ke waya ku Jomo Cosmos waya ku Matax Pretoria University wasesoya ku Super Sports bekasolo ku Super Sports Academy yakhona so buyile inyalo la khaya kasina kuphela isizini lesetulo aphinze abuyele emuva eSouth Africa and le experience la tayitfola ngicanga sithi amsita kakhulu kudlala ku Relopat.
Now he is ready to talk to us. Let's listen to him in one of the interviews conducted by this man over the weekend at the Mafso Sports Center when he was playing for Relopat during their game against Seven Dreams. Lungelo.
Ngabe best player weSkarathina Foundation leyo invite ikola ngasuka laswathi ngaqala kuJomo Cosmos iqala ngaspenda almost half a season ngathenga ama-tax ngabe sengifika khona ku Super Sport. Kanti ngisida uma invule ibuyile ibhola yangalele yangala kuhluke the sharpness nale moving of the ball ngicela ukuthi ngisida kakhulu ukuthi ngikhone kusheshe ngi-adapt to ibhola ngala ngoba khona tinvete ihlukile tim 2 ting 3 nangale ngicela ukuthi great kakhulu sisibadlana neCAF ba level of professionalism ayisiyo le pass kakhulu ngicela nabo batawufika kule standard sebhola lesifunakala. Ya bese ngile ngajima ne first team inyalo ngibuyisa ukuthi ngimele i-ID yami yangale ngaphela i-ID since bese ngina 6 years ngale ngimele amaphepha mndeni makaphuma ngicela send of season ngicela sengidawubuyela emuva.
Oh, it's a short term deal.
Yeah, it's a short term deal nele but stabona as season progress awuse tinvo tenda kanje.
Now, that's the young man we're talking about, Ilungelo Smelane, product of the Skarathindwa Foundation, Master Yamuva. You talked to him in Yatiguts when you were actually at Mavuso, the initiative. You want us to show what so far. It's like in mind you knew Gutsiktabana launch Thursday because when you took those pictures and you did the interviews. So I want to say big ups to you, Master, for that initiative to see the young man who is the product. And today we're talking about the product.
Yes, our colleague Patizo Msibi on the day and sawathola cishe lama clips akhe not knowing ukuthi later on kuleli viki kutaba ne launch eSkarathintwa kanye naye uyiproduct eSkarathintwa foundation so ngicabanga ukuthi siyishaya enhloko.
What a coincidence. Now, the big ups to the two of you and the team, and actually, what a player he is. I can see how he's very comfortable with the ball, and he's also been able to show us that he's got what it takes to take the ball to the later football. Now, quick master, before we move on to other sporting codes and international, locally, still with football, latest development. It's been trending the Sihlang Semnigati left back, Gwake Mtsetfa, and I think we've seen him also at under 23 as the captain. There were issues about him. Is he now going to get a club? He has got in a problem now. He had a problem with the Young Buffaloes where some contract agreements were breached, and now there was a case, and the final decision has been taken. What's the final decision?
Fabrice, about a week ago, about 2 weeks ago, Gwake Mtsetfa wafaka a resignation letter ku Young Buffaloes angekungalandzeleki noma ngekungalandzeli timvo lebeti contract yakhe letfaka ekhatsi umholo Fabrice ngemali lebebatsite utayihola wangayihole. So indzaba yakhe yangena early this week. Unfortunately, Young Buffaloes yangefiki lichubekile ke licala lelo lekthi kwakhe ne Young Buffaloes namuhla walwina kwakhe leyo case leyo lesikhuluma nje ukuthi Gwake Mtsetfa uyi free agent uvumelekile ukuthi angajoina any team lafisa ukuthi ayijoyine ngeweekend ke Fabrice simbonile noma the past weekend sambona afake letinye tembatho team yalambabane lapha kavele ashito ukuthi ufise ukuthi ayijoyine and ema reliable sources ke Fabrice ukuthi le contract yakhe mhlambe umholo wakhe utaba double kulawa la utholako ku labe ka uthola ku Young Buffalo labe kumele awuthole ku Young Buffaloes yes wagcina angawuthole so Gwake Mtsetfa is a free agent.
He's a free agent. Rumors has it that he could be joining one of the teams in the Mbabane City. We're waiting to see which team are they relating to. But what is known is that now he can join any team, even though there are reports that also he could be joining Mbabane Swallows. So we're waiting for that unveiling and signature. But it's a reliable source that confirms that Mbabane Swallows have got the biggest chance to confirm. And for those who listen to T-Lady, apparently T-Lady has confirmed on his side or on her side, T-Lady could be, the lady. So the T-Lady has confirmed. She has confirmed that Mbabane Swallows actually they have got 90% chances of him now. So he could be soon introduced as Mbabane Swallows player. Now Mbabane Highlanders recently also a fortnight ago, Masters Mone, in a game against Young Buffaloes at Mavuso Sports Center, it was a draw, not. But after the game, the supporters, their behavior at some point was not, a behavior the disciplinary committee. So they had a hearing where a decision was taken. What's the outcome? Give us quickly.
Njoba usho ukuthi fortnight ago Young Buffaloes bedlala Mbabane Highlanders. Mbabane Highlanders ya coral goal wathi Rafaela including naye as assistant bathi offside. After the game officials fans Mbabane Highlanders angagcoliseki ke ngale decision yakhe Rafaela bangena ekhathe groundini kwendeka lokwendeka. So langena ke licala ku match report yakhe Rafaela bekhona na match commissioner kwavela ukuthi ma fans ayo Mbabane Highlanders akadiphathi kahle. Lamuhla ke bechubeka lelo cala lelo Mbabane Highlanders ihlawuliswe 40,000 lokuthothi sekwesibili ke bahlawuliswa this season kulandzela na incident leyendeka eminyakeni lophelile. Mbabane Highlanders ihlawulisiwe 40,000 ngekungadiphathi kahle emidlalweni wabo against Young Buffaloes.
They have it, beautiful stuff coming from him and the entire team that brought you the Temidlalo show. So Highlanders has been fined 40,000 Malangeni following the incident that happened fortnight ago, and Gwake Mtsetwa is on the verge and can be assured and by reliable sources that will be joining Mbabane Swallows as a new player. Otherwise, if you watch international football, talk about UEFA or Europa League, the latest match that was taking place at Nou Camp between FC Barcelona and Manchester United, it was ended in a draw 2-2, meaning the advantage goals will be on the side of Manchester United in the return match in a couple of weeks away. Otherwise, the entire team that brought you the show, me and Linda and the other assistant that ensure that you get all the details that were live here on Temidlalo. We do say that no maganjan, silthala kamnasi.